Charles Spencer, brother of Princess Diana, godchild of Queen Elizabeth and uncle of the future king,
we used to have to walk down there,
says the English boarding school he attended from 8 to 13 was operated on a culture of secrecy and abuse.
This is not a bunch of mid-teen, late-teen kids going through a rough school. This is children being sexually, physically, and emotionally abused on a daily basis.
He says his book, A Very Private School, relies not just on his own experiences, but also what happened to 24 other classmates at Madewell Hall, who he interviewed over the past 5 years.
We were prey to very bad people's worst instincts.
Spencer sat down with NBC News for his first interview at Althorpe, his family's estate.
Every week, at least half a dozen would be whipped with a cane. And we all had showers together after sports. And you could see the blood, the split skin.
He says abuse came from some of the teachers, too.
There was one particularly violent master, and he caught me by myself in a changing room going out to play cricket. And he just grabbed me and threw me over his knee. And cricket boots have spikes on them, metal spikes. And he beat me and beat me.
But what has truly haunted him was being sexually abused at the age he was in this portrait, 11. The predator, he says, a young woman, a member of the staff charged with taking care of the young boys.
She would come round to my bed when others were asleep and kiss me, you know, French kiss, for ages. And it was if I was 17, 18, it would be a different thing, but I was 11. It was so confusing.
He says kissing led to intense fondling and that she was sexually abusing several other boys and having intercourse with at least 2 of them. When he was 12, he says, in traveling with his mother in Italy, he secretly acted out the final scene of the sexual abuse from the year before.
I took my pocket money and I lost my virginity to a prostitute. And at the age of 12, and I see that as the completion of what she had done to me.
Madewell Hall is taking his charges seriously and told NBC News in a statement they have now reached out to the local authorities charged with protecting children. We will follow their guidance on what we do from this point. We would encourage anyone with similar experiences to come forward and contact those local authorities or the police. Spencer believes the young woman who sexually abused him and others is still alive. Unlike in the U.S., in Britain there is no statute of limitations on rape or sexual assault. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.